Friends, welcome to this episode of Sridhar on Selling. Are all purchasing decisions logical? No. Sometimes they are, but not always. Let me assure you this. You have a great product, your price is right, you think you've done your homework, you're a smart salesperson, you've ticked all the boxes. Still, the deal doesn't come through. I had discussed the role of influencers quite often. But today I'm going to talk about the dynamics of various forces at work. You can call it the politics behind selling. When you present to a committee, each person looks at your proposal from his perspective or her perspective. She or he has been trained professionally to look at it. A finance guy would look at the cost and look at the cost benefit and the cost of replacement, the life of the product, etc. A technical guy would be looking at how much his life will become easier and whether this is one step towards newer technology. A CEO would perhaps look at the overall aspect. So each person has a different take and everybody is kicking the ball and nobody is sure who would score the goal. Then how do deals work? The influencer I mentioned can be your silent salesman when you're not around. That person does the lobbying for you. Very often that person would be the actual user or the actual beneficiary of what you're proposing. He understands how much his life would become easier. When people are selling electric typewriters to replace manual typewriters, I have been privy to the kind of resistance, the costs involved, the new technology, how reliable it is, what happens when power goes off and stuff like that. But who would fight for it? The stenographers, whose life becomes easier. We all know that we get very often influenced by our drivers when it comes not only to buying tires or batteries, but also the car itself. Your driver is not an automobile engineer. He doesn't understand what torque is. He doesn't understand the wheelbase. He doesn't understand the steering ratio. But he knows what he would like to drive and how he would enjoy driving. And he is a major influencer. We all know that. We have all lived through that. So the moral of the story is, you will have to build a champion within the buying organization. You meet the client once in a month, or once in 3 months, or once a week. But this influencer, this champion of yours, is there 6 days a week or 5 days a week, as the case may be. He knows what language to use with whom. He knows all the right levers to pull. So, understand how to develop a champion within the organization. You will have to work on the champion. They are not always easy to identify. I have found in my life that the person who asks most questions is perhaps the most interested in the deal. Who are the champions? They're very likely to be the ones who would benefit most from the deal. Also understand why there is a resistance, if there is a resistance. All deals sit at the intersection of logic, emotion, business approach, and your product, your personality, and your selling skills. All these things have to be blended in the right measure to clinch a deal. I've been talking about this endlessly, various episodes. So each element has to be understood by you, mixed in the right proportion, and served in a manner that the customer is happy buying from you. You should not be happy selling. The customer should be happy buying from you, your product, your offering, and the benefits. Thank you very much. Happy selling.